The film Princess Mononoke was written and directed by Hayao Miyazaki in 1997. The story is about a man named Ashitaka who is cursed by a demon and banished from his village. He travels far from his home in search of the origin of the demon, and finds himself struggling to maintain the balance between humans and nature that is essential for nature's survival. The effects of anthropocentrism on the environment, as in humans and our needs depicted by the exploitation of nature and its resources, became a major concern in the late 20th century, and consequently, the central themes of conservation and protection of nature can be seen throughout the film. This notion of anthropocentrism can also be seen in Bernard Williams' Must a Concern for the Environment be Centered on Human Beings? It can then be said that both Hayao Miyazaki, by way of Princess Mononoke, and Williams are both arguing on very similar grounds, that the relations between environmental questions and human values cannot and should not be anthropocentric. Anthropocentrism is the belief that humans are the central and most significant species on the planet, and it is the genesis of our turbulent relationship with nature. The concept of anthropocentrism immediately raises a few questions. Do we have the right to manipulate the environment for our own personal gain? Don't other species have inherent rights to pursue their own interests, whatever they may be? Should we compensate those species that are harmed by our actions? Humans have answered these questions with our own actions, by giving little to no regard for other species or the environment when harvesting and using its resources. In Princess Mononoke, Lady Eboshi can be seen as the epitome of anthropocentrism, and her citizens could be a metaphor for us humans that are subconsciously and blindly guided by anthropocentrism, as they unquestioningly follow Lady Eboshi on her quest to rule the world. Lady Eboshi and the citizens of Irontown only seek to profit as they pay no mind to the creatures and forest around them. Lady Eboshi even has the audacity to hunt and kill the heart of the forest itself, the great forest spirit, which would kill the entire forest and leave its resources ripe for the taking. Her audacity is a direct effect of a concept that Williams mentions in his article, that humans believe we are discontinuous from nature in virtue of reason, and that we have morally transcended over the rest of nature, making us able and obliged to detach ourselves from naturally determined behavior. This type of anthropocentrism is the origin of why we think we can harness and control nature as we please. That said, the solution to most of our environmental concerns would be to eliminate anthropocentrism when regarding nature and how to handle it. Interestingly, this solution is evident in Princess Mononoke when examining the wolf clan. During a scene that takes place at night, where the wolves are taking San to ambush and kill Lady Eboshi, their eyes are bright green in the night, while other creatures of the night, like raccoons, mice, and most importantly the ape people, have bright red eyes. This observation can then be thought of as a traffic light. The wolves and San, who are attacking Lady Eboshi, the source of the anthropocentrism, are encouraged to go, much like a green traffic light. In contrast, the ape people and other creatures who do not attack the source, but rather plant trees in a futile attempt to slow the devastation caused by humans, are encouraged to stop, like a red traffic light. This reinforces the idea that anthropocentrism is the root of our complications with nature, and that we should make an effort to eliminate it when discussing nature and a course of action in conserving it. Williams also argues the important role that fear plays when regarding nature. He maintains that our restraint in the face of nature will be grounded in Promethean fear that we might take too lightly or inconsiderably our relations to nature. With this in mind, Williams states that the grounds of our attitudes will not be an extension of benevolence or altruism, but instead a sense of community, that humans and nature may live as one and hopefully neutralize our belief that we are above nature. The notion of fear is abundant in Princess Mononoke, but only through the lens of the only two human advocates for nature, San and Ashitaka. San states that she doesn't want to live without her mother, the wolf god Moro. She is afraid of not only losing her mother to the humans and their misguided beliefs, but also losing the forest as a whole and all the creatures that inhabit it. Ashitaka, similarly, is afraid of what will happen after Lady Eboshi kills the forest god, and the bond between nature and humans is broken. Miyazaki uses San and Ashitaka's fear as a warning to us of what might happen if we do not listen and act upon our fears as a means of restoring the equilibrium we once had with nature. Both Miyazaki and Williams stress the importance of environmentalism through the eyes of the environment, not the eyes of humans, as that is the only way that we can remove anthropocentrism from the equation and ultimately restore balance in nature. After all, nature will continue to exist even if humans are removed from it. Similar to Princess Mononoke, one of Hayao Miyazaki's other works, Spirited Away, also stresses the importance of a healthy environment and the effects and consequences created by human ignorance. In addition to that film, I would recommend reading A Sand County Almanac, written by American ecologist, forester, and environmentalist Aldo Leopold. The book advocates a responsible relationship between people and the land they inhabit, by way of combining natural history, vivid imagery, and philosophy.